It's that look. It's that look right there. That look like test me, mother. Yeah.
And then there's a little old lady.
Knives for sale.
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Stop it.
Oh, wrong one. All right. Well, there we go, folks. Greetings and salutations, folks. Welcome to Talk Hard. Hope you're doing well out there. Talk Hard Tuesdays, man. Looking forward to it. Look forward to hanging out with you folks. And yeah, this week, little James Bond action. We haven't done a James Bond on Talk Hard, and it's kind of to our detriment. We just kind of keep skipping them. We keep talking about them every year, and now we're like, no, we need to get through some of these films. And what better way to do it than have excuses to? I think SQUEEKA, this was your first time watching Goldfinger, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Yes. So definitely quite a film to take in. It is also a theme with some stuff SQUEEKA and I have been watching where it's like getting your head around. This was 1964. We could have fun. We could have laugh at people's expenses. We could have cool action. We could have macho men. We could have. So it's like funny how we can go back and find just these films and like, why are they classic? Because they are timeless. So. But hopefully everybody out there is doing well. And yeah, here's IRONCASTER. He's coming in here. Let's get him up in here in a minute. He'll be with us. But everybody out there, you guys are doing well. LOKI, my brother, how are things been? What's going on?
Do you expect me to talk, Goldfinger? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. This is my 10,000th time watching this movie. This is probably my favorite James Bond movie, especially with the Aston Martin. Getting introduced in this movie, this would go on to be like the iconic James Bond car in a lot of the later movies. It was like, oh, Aston Martin. They went through a bunch of different cars after this car, but then came all the way back around and were like, no, this is like the James Bond car. So I love this movie. I'm doing great. I'm here to have fun and talk about Goldfinger and pussy galore. Yes.
I must be dreaming. Oh, this movie was a riot.
Did we lose Pops?
Oh no, did we? Oh heavens. Oh no.
Pops?
Oh, did we lose him?
I think we lost him.
Oh. So LOKI, you taking over, right?
No.
Look, last time I took over, I lost power.
Oh, he did. Dude, this movie, oh my god, the very beginning of the movie, not only was the duck hat amazing, like when he was scuba diving, but what I lost it when he's sitting there and he's in the room with that chick and she gets out of the bathtub and that guy's trying to sneak up on him and he like whips her around so she gets smacked instead of him. Oh.
Well, she betrayed him.
Well, I get it, but still, like, oh, I was like, this is awesome. I like this guy already.
Sorry about that, folks. My microphone completely crapped out on us here for a second, but fortunately it came right back. So I just had to go out and come back in, and there we go. So,
wait, so SQUEEKA, have you not seen any of the Bonds?
I've seen some of them. I've seen some of the newer ones. Oh my gosh, what's the guy's name?
Daniel Craig.
She has a fondness for Roger Moore movies.
I've seen a couple of the maybe one of the Roger Moore ones. The ones with the guy with the teeth. I've seen that one.
Yeah, she's seen those. Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, what's the? I had the biggest crush on him. What
Daniel Craig.
Not Daniel Craig.
Brosnan.
Brosnan. Oh yeah.
The Pierce Brosnan ones. Yeah.
I saw the Brosnan ones and I saw the Craig one. I think I saw a newer one too after that, but I haven't seen any of the Sean Connery ones.
Oh, we broke her in good then. We did.
All right, I've got like lightning and shit here. If you're hearing it, sorry.
No,
lightning is cool. Shit is not.
Exactly.
Well, it's okay. Last week I had the same thing going on, and I lost power for like the whole night. So hopefully you have better luck than I did.
Oh, it's all fun and games until the power goes out.
Yep. But yeah, no, Goldfinger is sort of a barrier breaking kind of like it took the Bond successes and then just took it to a whole new level. Like Connery was kind of like on his way out with this one. Like, yeah, all right, we're good. We've done everything. It's just kind of my last hurrah, guys, whatever. And then it become like monumental phenomenon a success. Like it just become beyond blockbuster. Like it just took the world by storm. The car, obviously, that Loki mentioned. The laser on screen was another one of these unfortunate accidents. In the book, it was like just a buzz saw, so they teched it up a lot. So there's a lot of those little sort of like lightning in a bottle. We'll steal from the theme so far. So, but yeah, I can't wait to talk about it more. Ironcaster, how are you doing, brother? Are you doing okay?
Oh, we're doing much better now. Now, especially now that I've got power.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We're cruising along. So let's head hello to this wonderful chat out there. Coming in here, Edwin. Yeah, great to see you, Edwin. Awesome. Hail to you. And Snorty, holding the door open for everybody to kind of walk on through. Great to see you, Snorty. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Greetings, Penny. Greetings, Penny. Good to see you. And there we go. We have this. Mouse is in the house. Mouse in the house. DJ Ronnie G. Great to see you, brother. Yeah, man. Things are going all right. Yeah, might be able to relate. So yeah, there's some stuff going on with all of us. Fred's in the house. The Bond, James Bond. Yes.
I don't like the fact that it doesn't ever change his name. Like when he's doing stuff, and he's like supposed to be like undercover, I guess, or whatever. Make up a fake name. Like
They do, but he never uses it. That's the problem. It's like they'll give him your cover, Mr. Bond, is to be Mr. Petrie, and he'll walk up and be like, Bond, James Bond, room 12, and he just doesn't care.
Yeah, so part of the shtick is that he is just not going to play by any of the rules. It's like, so in this movie, compared to many of the others, they actually they kind of like straightly tell the character to tell the audience, hey, why don't you bring my stuff back so it's intact? We can reuse it. It never ever happens. So in most of the movies, you have Q kind of mocking him about, oh, but be more careful this time. 007, those kinds of things. In this one, he says clearly, why don't you try bringing something back? Of course, it does not happen, which is in line with what Snorty says. Yeah, he crashes the Aston Martin rather quickly. Yes.
And Bond, please try and bring the equipment back this time.
I love Q.
Yeah, Q is always great. Yeah, Q is great. Bond became an inspiration for many iconic things like the Avengers, A Man from U.N.C.L.E., Get Smart, Mission Impossible. Yeah, 100%. And so many things. I mean, just becomes so. Just taps into so many things that we love for sure. So Snorty's like, I like that Timothy Dalton resembled Bond in the books. Yeah, I think that's what they were going for. I just think that it becomes such a stark contrast to what the fans were used to that a lot of people don't enjoy it. I like the Timothy Dalton movies, just not on the same caliber. I think the scripts are actually pretty solid, especially the first License to Kill and Living Daylights. The scripture, it's just he played this kind of a darker, less cheeky character, so it just doesn't feel the same to what we were used to. That's all. So,
well, and Bond is based off of an actual person. So.
Yep. Or Christopher Lee's cousin, Ian Fleming, right? So they wrote it and talked about it, and Ian Fleming is not the most creative person in the world. Where he's basically, they've admitted, like most of these characters' names and stuff were from real life people. There really was a Mr. Goldfinger, Mr. Blofeld. So yeah, they're from there. Fascinating mythology behind it all. So Beard's in the house. Great to see Beard. Always great to have Beard. We need to have Beard back on. Come on in, Beard. Throwing down emojis like a boss there, Reggie. Ronnie, I see what you did. Good stuff. Let me see here. Let's go back up. Fred had a nice thing here to say. There we go. I think we think about Octopussy came out the same year as Inspector Gadget. It was sort of a spoof between Bond and other detective shows. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Actually, funny, Octopussy was my first one I saw in the theater. And I just never forget how cheesy it is, yet also, like, it gets nostalgic. Loki, you and I talk about this a lot. Like, sometimes we like things more than we probably should because it's like one of our early theater experiences or a family experience or something like that, right?
Oh, absolutely. Goldeneye was the first Bond movie I ever saw in theaters, and that's up in my top 5 just because I remember going and seeing it was a kid. Pierce Brosnan jumping off that dam at the beginning of the movie. All that was crazy. So yeah, you just get this nostalgic, rose tinted glasses, whatever they want to call it, when it comes
Yeah.
to certain things that you experienced when you were growing up or when you were a kid or whatever.
Yeah, I call it that the Nexus era. It's this era of our lives, kind of between ages like 10 and 25 in particular, where things just become really special and formative for us. So, Ironcaster, what was your first Bond film in a theater? You got a first Bond memory?
For me, it would have to have been Die Another Day.
Oh wow, that Halle Berry one.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you started at the bottom, work your way back up. I got you.
But you know, I've not that I have any particular favoritism towards it or anything, but it has a lot that I really do like with that film.
The first 10 minutes of that movie is great. I wanted to see more of that, and they just drove it right off a cliff after that. So
yeah, the end of that movie with the ice stuff is just god awful. So,
well, also it has a great opening. The Bond theme in that movie is just fantastic with Madonna. Like, there's so much with that one. It really works for me, even though it doesn't have that traditional kind of rise and fall motif that most Bond themes do tend to lean towards.
it worked perfect though with the scorpions and the torture. I mean, that opening sequence was great. The beginning of that movie's great. And the Bond sequence at the beginning when they're torturing him and they're getting him with scorpions and all that, absolutely wonderful. I was psyched. I was ready to get a good Bond movie. And then I saw what we got. So
it's one of a few films that I've had the unique experience of watching while getting dental work done. And I assure you that it is far less painful to sit through than Batman and Robin.
Wow. I can agree. Oh yeah, I'll take that. I would watch Die Another Day 30 times before I watch Batman and Robin again. I'm not watching that again. Yeah, Fred, this is it's a good point, because Mrs. Pops, I just found out, has never seen Casino Royale, and we should put that on. So this is the original Casino Royale, the comedy with David Niven and Peter Sellers, I believe. Anyway, so yeah, SQUEEKA, we should put that on our radar screen. It's the comedic elements. We get to it at some point. So yeah, tons of good stuff out there. Tons of great comments in chat, and yes, Goldfinger is quite special. Let me get Ironcaster plugged in over here. Nope, not gonna work.
After that Casino Royale, he was extremely upset. He was hurt. He didn't know if he was going to do any more movies, and then he got basically convinced, hey, we can do this and we can do it right. And they did Dr. No.
Yeah, there was a lot of sort of, again, the mythology of all of this. The director didn't want to come back and do the third movie. Of course, they bring in a new guy. It works out great. Connery was very demanding at this point because he was like, it's taking too much of my time. I can't do other stuff. I don't want to be typecast and all that. Of course,
he wasn't getting paid well either. They were not paying him well.
So,
really?
Really.
This is the movie that changed it. He was a star, but he wasn't like the mega. This movie made him the megastar.
Oh.
So the Brocolis and the other family, there were two families in the beginning that were making those movies. It was the Brocolis and the other ones. They kind of I'm never doing another James Bond movie again. And they finally, when he came back and did Diamonds Are Forever, they actually paid him what he was worth because they had to, because he wasn't under a big contract anymore.
Yeah, at this point, it's just tied up with salary, not making a ton of money. His demands, though, like he wouldn't go to the States. So all the Fort Knox thing created all sorts of chaos for Americans at the time because they thought they were actually filming it at Fort Knox. It was done so well. But the studio itself was on lockdown there in London, but he didn't come to the States. He wouldn't come to the States. He's like not doing it. So it was definitely a back and forth. And again, we go back to the whole Hollywood mythos of all this, of the story behind some of these things is what makes them kind of even more special than they are just on the surface.
Well, it's kind of surprising because like you look at those shots with the hotel, it looks beautiful. The Miami one.
Yeah.
Yeah, been there, and that hotel was awesome. I don't know if it's still there or not, but
Looks like it still is.
Yeah, but they filmed all that there. Like there's shots that are of the hotel. There's shots that were filmed in America, but he didn't go film in America. So it's fascinating them piecing it all together and doing these different things. It's one of those things where
recreated on site. Like, did they just like get the rooms and recreate them on site?
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like this shot. This is not. This is overseas. It's not in America. They piece it all together.
Pinewood. They filmed that
at
at
Pinewood Studios for Star Wars and stuff. All the famous studio over there. And I do think, and I would love your guys' thoughts because obviously this is a film that is very edgy for its day and has not aged well based on our scissoring hen squad and feminist Nazis out there trying to tell everybody how they should behave. I will say though, I do think Connery probably would not have carried the kind of reputation as much with cause of social media. Like he is a guy's guy, tell you like it is, would have been off-putting to a lot of people, things of that nature. I gotta be honest. I think there might have been a story, Loki, you'd remember like near the end. I mean, it was way later in his life, like Robin Hood era, maybe, where he like, didn't he punch his wife or something? And it was like a big to-do about that. And yeah, at the same time, most of us didn't care. It was like, so it's like one of those things where I don't know how I would have done over a long period of time, but yeah, guy's guy through and through, man. Oof.
Well, I don't understand why there would be uproar. It's a movie. It's a movie. I mean, with anything, yes, you're going to have your people that watch this movie or any movie. I mean, there's people that watch movies and they're like, this movie had a dragon. I'm now a dragon. I'm going to be a dragon. So it doesn't matter what you watch. There's people that are going to like try to follow the movie anyways. So that argument is moot about, well, he's giving an example of how men should act or whatever. Not necessarily. It's a movie about a spy and this is his persona and like this is who James Bond is. Like I don't understand why there has to be this uproar about, feminism or whatever. I'm a girl and I mean I saw the way he treated girls in this film and I thought it was kind of funny half the time. I was like,
well, like her name,
well, yeah, that's
they don't
funny.
use it in any of the marketing material. So they say here they'll talk about her and they'll say Miss Galore or they'll refer to Goldfinger's pilot, but they won't call her by her name with all the marketing material. Similarly, the other backlash was Goldfinger himself, the actor. He was an actual Nazi. However, so that created all sorts of hoopla for decades, years and years and years. And then finally there were some families, Jewish families, that came out and thanked him because he was a Nazi who was actually hiding Jews. He was actually saving Jews from within. But at the time, this movie didn't get played. Ironcaster, you're always quicker at finding the actual countries. There was a couple countries that just refused to show this movie, or it was very limited at the time because of that kind of hoopla. So, yeah, this movie's riddled full of backstory and shenanigans.
Along with his helper, Random Task.
Oh, I love you're making your Austin Powers reference. That's great. Odd job.
Well, to briefly touch on that for you, Israel, for example, banned it for, obvious reasons.
Nazi gold.
Well, but even then, like, what kind of strength of character does that guy have to sit here and be in a movie where they do bust out some Nazi gold, and he's there, like he still has to act like it's a big deal and it's really cool and he wants it, and yet he was in there to help and he knew the atrocities. Like even then, like to me, that says more about his character than him just being I'm just just labeling him as a Nazi. I feel like that not only did he save Jews, but I mean, here he is playing his part in a movie, having to face his past. Like, come on, that's to me that's now that I know that, I think more of this actor than less of him.
I can make it even bigger for you. Ready? He didn't know English. He had to learn his lines phonetically, and then they kind of dub in a couple scenes. But for the most part, yeah, it was crazy. I'm still kind of blown away at the time. He did not know English. I know. Well, that's again. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Like, I mean, Loki, Ironcaster, we've had backlashes over, like, I don't know, Michael Keaton's been cast as Batman, or Ben Affleck, and what dude is cast as a villain in a Bond movie and doesn't even speak English. Like, in hindsight, some things and trivial, or some of these controversies just seem so trivial in comparison.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he? Didn't he get dubbed over?
Yeah, and they definitely did some dubbing, and I think more than that, I think it's just one scene in particular. It was really hard to do his speech, long his speech, but yeah, he had to learn his lines phonetically, and then they kind of did the dub. But instead of recasting, they went. That's crazy. Let's see. To redub him, they had to double the speed of his performance to get the tempo right. Did not speak. He only spoke very little broken English. That's crazy.
See, that just makes him cooler, in my opinion.
I know, doesn't it? I think so.
I was disappointed that he had this gold theme going, but none of his horses were golden palominos. But that's just me.
Ironcaster, you could say. I don't know. What do you think? Was it better than? Yeah.
Oh, I'd say everyone in this movie was better than the cast in Shin Godzilla.
Well, you're looking at a sequel, so be careful.
Yeah, we're getting more Shin. People still are loving on Shin Godzilla. Yeah.
Oh, for a minute I thought y'all were telling they're working on a sequel to Goldfinger, and I was like, oh.
Well, I mean, technically there's 20-something sequels to Goldfinger.
Well, yeah, I meant specifically to this one.
Yeah. Listen, you got to do what you got to do, Beard. That's what I want to tell you. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was a boss move right there. Yeah, very good stuff. So, and then the main score is jokingly Moonfinger, like Moon River. Mm-hmm. Moon River. We've had that clip of. We use that one sometime.
So, out of curiosity, to you guys, what would be your favorite Bond themes? If we're gonna piece this apart, like all the elements that go into this franchise, there's so much to love. And everyone always has their favorite Bond, their favorite villain, their favorite movie, their favorite theme.
Best songs, rather, not really theme, because the theme's the theme, right? But you mean like the songs from the movie,
right?
Usually they use the name, right? I don't know. Loki, well, you go first. What are some of your favorites?
Definitely GoldenEye, Casino Royale, Skyfall, Goldfinger. It has to be up at the top. Live and Let Die.
That's my favorite.
Especially Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die is my favorite for sure.
So.
Nobody Does It Better by Carly Simon is kind of like this great 70s. It just feels right. I always love that one. Every time I watch that movie, because probably if it's not the best Roger Moore one, it's one of the best. And I always catch myself singing that song afterwards. Can't get it out of my head. Live and Let Die is like by far my favorite.
Now, one of the coolest little things they did was in the very first one in Dr. No. When in the middle of the intro, they switch to 3 blind mice, here we go, 3 blind mice. And you've got the 3 blind guys that assassinate the dude at the beginning of the movie. So it like leads into that 3 blind mice thing. I always thought that was cool.
Yeah. What about you, Ironcatcher? You got a favorite?
Well, for me, there's a couple of prominent ones that stand out, and yeah, you guys kind of hit on most of them. Of course, I've already mentioned I do enjoy the Madonna theme, but on top of that, yes, it'll be like "Live and Let Die" is fantastic. I believe it was The Wings. Yeah, it was.
It's Paul McCartney.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not giving Linda any credit. Screw her.
But yeah, I would say my absolute favorite one has to be "Nobody Does It Better."
No way.
Carly Simon. Just
Nobody does it better. Yeah.
Voice of an angel. That one always sends chills up my spine.
And it's actually one of the few times where I love a song so much and they can do a remake. The Guns N' Roses version of Love and Let Die, I can live with that too. Pretty rare that I like remakes like that, but that one actually is fine. I can live with both versions.
What was that? Use Your Illusions too?
Yeah. Yeah, it was tolerable stuff. It was all right back in the day. I can live with that. Good stuff. Let's get to the car because Lord knows everybody. So before we started, I was going through some of the stuff, and I'm always fascinated because this is one of those early movies where they kind of like tapped into some of the zeitgeist stuff by having a toy. You know what I mean? A lot of movies back then didn't really have toys, stuff like that, but it had the car. So they made a little toy car, DB5. And it was a tie-in for marketing and stuff. And it was kind of a big deal. I think it's really cool. Came out, I think they put them in the World's Fair, and it just become the most famous car. I mean, for sure. But the gadgets, I mean, practical effect. We all talk about practical effects. SQUEEKA, you had to be blown away watching all the little gizmos and gadgets working on this car.
Oh, I've already begun installing some of them in my car. It's all good.
I hope so. I hope so.
No, I've loved the Bond car. I love all of their little gadgets, like all of the little things they do. That's one of my favorite parts. I don't have as vast a repertoire of Bond films as y'all do, but that's one of my favorite parts of all of the Bond films is seeing what little gadgets they're going to have and what they're going to do. Like I said before, like even just the duck on the hat at the opening.
Yep.
I'm like, that's really smart, y'all.
Yeah, sneaking in. Speak of sneaking in, Abomination AJ, brother, how have you been? Hit me up, man. Let me know. Give me an update on what's going on, man. Hit me up. Let me know what's going on. So, Spawn, Shin Godzilla.
I was sad that we didn't. That I wanted him to like use the ejector seat sooner.
Sooner? Okay. They had to save it for a build up and a good point for it all.
I know there was moments where I'm like, oh. Okay.
That's actually one of the few times they actually had to use an effect because obviously it didn't actually have an ejector seat. So it's one of the few that actually had to have an effect. A lot of the other stuff actually have elements that do work on the car. So, the GoldenEye and actually, Loki, you got in IRONCASTER, you guys could speak to the N64 game was really, really popular.
I think the N64 game sold more N64s than Mario at the time. That was like everybody loved that first person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
It was the game that made getting together with the boys on the weekend like it was the first one. You always popped into the N64. Everyone had to go and fight, and everyone was always screaming about Odd Job.
Slappers only. Slappers only.
You got to make your Ready Player One reference there. There you go. I see what you're doing.
Of course, the thing is, like, I always liked playing Odd Job, not because of the hype thing, but because he had a hat for a weapon. I thought it was just the coolest thing to have as an additional thing for the character.
Backup weapon.
Bill's in the house. Bill, how have you been? Great to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing all right. And listen, let me know. Hit me up. Let me get caught up. So, and Zach's giving me the 34. We are almost at 3 years, Zach. Wow, 3 years. They from the get go. I forgot that one. View to a Kill by Duran Duran. Yeah, that was top. That's top tier. Yeah, we did. Loki and I skipped that one. We should have done that one. The music is better than the film. Hot take? You guys tell me. That's. I think so. Christopher Walken, man. I don't know. And where did Q find space? Yeah, that's the best part of it. Bond. SQUEEKA was talking about this before the show. Like, just I don't want to say the fantasy of it, but just sort of like just fun. Like, we don't have to get into the nuances. Like, just have fun with it, man. Beard. Make sure mental note. Don't push random buttons next time you're in SQUEEKA's car. I would stay alert after watching movies like this. Being honest, pay attention to the true crime when it's on. Just, take some notes. I have to stay alert with the true crime on. You never know.
Well, not only that, Not only that, you got to watch out for all the little gadgets she might carry around in her pockets or her purse.
Yep. Yeah, you never know. Yeah. Let's see here. Ronnie's saying, yeah, it was a game we all enjoyed as much as Star Wars. Yeah, I think that was. I am not the gaming guy. I mean, I might shock some of you out there. Some of you are totally blown away by that statement, I'm sure. However, even I knew about the GoldenEye phenomenon.
Who throws the shoe? Honestly.
Yeah, we throw more Austin Powers references.
I liked the hat thing, except for like I confess, like when he knocked out the chick with the hat, I'm like, well, good thing she wasn't a statue. Her head would have come off. Like I'm like, how did he control the tempo on that thing to not decapitate that poor girl that was running through the forest?
I always just go with she was moving and running, so therefore he didn't get a clean enough shot. But
still killed her though. It still killed her.
But I love the fact that they, found ways to make all this work. 1960s, man. Why can't we have cool practical effects like this? There's our man we're talking about, John, who doesn't really get lines. Sadly, he just says,
He crushes a golf ball. That's line enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Professional wrestler. And I will say this too. We kind of also get like a balance between like the half naked or naked out of the shower Bond girls with like more of like the classy ones too. So I think it also set up the archetype stereotype of what was going to happen for quote Bond girls. Like obviously Ursula Andress made a big presentation of that in Dr. No, but it feels like with this movie, we had like 4 or 5 Bond girls. And it kind of like set the stage for a whole lot more of that going forward. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Especially now, there's a bunch of contention about her now because in the book, she did not like men. She was not a man kind of girl. She liked girls. She liked other girls. And that's why all of her little pilots are all women. She's got an all-female team of pilots that are with her because she didn't like guys, and Bond was the only one that could like change your mind. So it wasn't just her name that was controversial back then. It was the fact that so
hey, I must be dreaming. Wade, great to see you, man. Hopefully you're doing okay, brother. Great to see you, man. Great channel. Great stuff over there, too, with all these folks, man. Good stuff. It's a laser. A freaking laser. Ironcaster, you got to love the laser scene, man.
Oh, of course. This is like the most iconic James Bond moment of all time. And that's saying something considering just how many of them there are. It's him being tortured. It's him about to be tortured. He has nothing but the ability to bluff his way out of it.
Well, and I think what doesn't go to be said enough about the scene, obviously, SQUEEKA, it has to shock. It's going for his crotch. Like, no one wants to talk about the obvious here. There's obviously a big part of the James Bond lore, and the laser is going right up the middle. Go ahead and head towards the daddy bags as he's trying to figure out how to talk himself out of this. What was going through your mind watching the laser scene?
Well, I mean, of course, yes, there was that's typical. Of course, they're going to give it a good lead up and it's going to go straight to, what matters to Bond most, I think, maybe, perhaps. But at the same time, I was like, dude, you could have just started at the head. But when I saw this, what's funny is there's actually a song called Genghis Khan, and it has and then the music video, it has this setup. And it was really cool to see this and be like, oh, that's where they stole that setup from.
So I think we also saw this sequence in The Simpsons as well.
I don't watch The Simpsons.
And this was like an early like season, like within the first 3 seasons episode where Homer goes to work for this guy like Hank Scorpio, who's just straight up a Bond villain, and he's got James Bond, captured. And he nearly gets away, but Homer manages to tackle him.
But I do like the fact that this guy obviously knows how to torture Bond by the way he started. Because I mean, he's a criminal. He could have just done a hand or an arm or a leg or something. But he's like, you know what? We're going to draw this on, and we're going to start here. And like that's knowing your enemy. The best form of torture is to start there and head to the daddy bags.
I love it. I love it. It's yes. I was trying to think about what are like the best moment. Like, what are these most iconic moments? Because I think you're right about the laser. And I was telling Squeeka before we started as well. We're talking about in the next movie, the beginning of the opening of the next movie is one of my favorites because it's the jetpack in Thunderball. And I'm like, they actually brought in a stuntman who could do the jetpack. And by the way, has anyone else going to call out the fact that for, I don't know, 60 years, we're not using jetpacks? Like we had to get Rocketeer and that's about it. Nobody's using jetpacks. What's going on there? Loki, I'm going to call my alderman. I'm going to file a complaint.
Maybe somebody's hoarded them all. That's why. Somebody saw how cool they were in the Bond film, and we're like, "Nah, we're gonna keep."
It's all
those.
downhill from there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like. There's iconic moments, I'm sure, because people have watched these and things like that. But as a first watch, this movie was hilarious. Like from the opening scenes to the little old lady with the Tommy gun. Like I mean, like this. These are hilarious, and he's got so many puns and one-liners, and just I'm like, there's no way. These are comedy gold, y'all. I understand they're supposed to be cool manly man movies, but it was hilarious.
Well, this one I think had the balance where they bring in some of the levity a little bit better. The first two don't carry as much levity. You get a little bit with Dr. No and From Russia with Love. But this one definitely is better. Claude says hi. Great to see Claude. And then, let's see. Zax is talking about, I think, the Simpsons episode. And then Snorty's saying that the trope where it's like you could walk up and just take someone out. Yeah, I know. This is definitely not. Yeah, they definitely. This is another reason if you've ever watched Incredibles, why I think we all love that gag about monologuing. Right. So
you're just going to kill him? No, I'm just going to leave him in an easily escapable death trap and assume it'll do its job.
I know the only fly, but by now, surely, Ronnie, we would have figured out something better. Just saying. So we were promised some technology that we're not getting. I'm very disappointed. I'm not even a big Jetson fan, but I still.
We were promised hoverboards.
Yeah, hoverboards. There are some people who have the ones that run on magnets. I don't really know much about them, but they are so. Yeah. So yeah, just love. I also, again, I'm not trying to take away from the first two movies. SQUEEKA doesn't he come across as just being like the perfect balance of like the classy guy, the classy Englishman. Yet also because I love that there's a scene where he's asking for his luggage so he can change it into something more comfortable, or I don't know, change it into proper attire, and he changes into a suit. And you're just like, this is great.
Oh, I loved the scene where then he covered like it, but he's a good spy too, so he covers like knows where all the peepholes are and covers them up. But I do have one complaint about James Bond. I absolutely hate the way he orders his martinis. I hate that line. It is the dumb. If you've ever bartended, it is the dumbest line ever. All martinis are served shaken. All of them.
That picture is like this is the prototype for the icon. This is why when Laserbeak or whatever his name is gets it, he only does one movie because he's like a total hippie with a beard in real life, and he's not.
George
and they just
Laserbeak.
Yeah, that's what I've always called him is Laserbeak because it's just like
poor George.
He thought he could hippie around and be James Bond, and he couldn't because you had this icon doing it who was clean cut, I'm going to represent the role and I'm going to be very positive about it, even though I'm getting screwed financially. I'm going to do the job and I'm going to live the job. And then they got Laserbeak for one movie, and
Wow.
And what did they do? They got Roger Moore. Roger Moore pretty much lived the role while he played. He was in the other movies. He came back as James Bond in Cannonball Run of all things. Mother, you know too much, The
Right.
Walter, and acts like he's the shooter. And he plays some actor that's pretending to be Roger Moore, pretending to be James Bond. It's iconic.
Yeah, that's all true. I can't argue with any of that. I have to admit, I don't remember ever hating on Her Majesty's Secret Service, the George Lazenby movie that you're talking about. But I can't even tell you the last time that I actually watched it.
No, it's not a great movie. Him riding horses with that chick, and that is my least favorite Bond movie. Pierce Brosnan could have made another 10 movies that absolutely stunk as Bond, and it would have never been as bad as that movie.
Who is this guy?
That's the Bond that takes. So Connery didn't want to come back, and this is 4 or 5. Yeah, we're in several movies, and this is the guy they chose, and it just did not work at all. And it's a darker story.
Like this guy.
It's a darker story where his wife gets killed, and it's supposed to be, I don't know.
He shows up for the premiere in like Austin Powers hippie clothes with a beard, like he hadn't showered in a week, and they were like, "Yeah, we can't use this guy. We can't have him represent James Bond." And he was convinced, "I'm James Bond. I can get away with anything." And they were like, "Yeah, no, we'll recast again."
Yeah, he was definitely a wild card for sure, and it did not go well. It did not work.
How many Bond movies did that guy do?
One.
Oh,
he went right back. So this was one of the posters. Look at how off this looks. Here's one of the posters. Look at how off it just like they got him with like a big mustache, and you're like, what is going on? This doesn't even.
Did they hire Tom Selleck?
Yeah, what's
I
happening?
was just thinking that.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, James Bond mythos is just still fascinating.
I do approve of how fuzzy Sean Connery is. On a side note, just saying.
Really?
About that taupe robe.
Oh,
that's one of the worst attires that you'll ever see in a Bond movie. But only Sean Connery can, pull off the taupe robe. I guess is that the right term, taupe, or whatever that fabric is, whatever.
Well, Squeak, if you're gonna hate, you only live twice.
Why?
Because they shave him.
That's it.
He goes to Japan, and they shave his body, and then tell him, "No, Mr. Bond. In Japan, men come first.
Yes.
Women come second."
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, this is a funny line. That is a funny line with the girl part, and then in George Lazenby's movie, it never happened to the other guy. That is a funny line for the audience for sure. So, they're talking about shaving people. The beard's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I think this is also like the memorable thing, Ironcaster, right? I mean, I think the girl literally they brushed paint on her and covered her, like even her bottoms, which is still kind of funny to me.
Every inch of her, and
but not every inch. Every inch.
Yeah, we didn't quite get all the inches, but we were going for it. Yeah,
but I mean, still, it was so famous, and it became such a huge urban legend that people thought she actually died.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beard was telling me about that. Like, because of the paint, because there's something they said in the movie about how, she died because her skin couldn't breathe or something.
Right.
And people thought that was true.
That almost happened to the original Tin Man in Wizard of Oz.
But that was different. That was a different kind of paint, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a different kind of paint. But that had already permeated people's idea of, oh, you paint yourself, you can die from asphyxiation because your skin can't breathe.
I mean, we were even in my generation. It was a big deal. I have a spot in one of my hands where I had jabbed a pencil into my hand, and the lead is still in there. And it's like, oh my gosh, we have to go through. My family's like, no, we're not taking you to the hospital over a piece of lead. It'll be fine. You know what I mean? But there was like a big phobia and fear about all that kind of nonsense from back in the day. And I mean, Wizard of Oz, there is some truth to the fact that we nearly killed all of the three main characters.
And the witch.
But the three main characters, I mean, we nearly It's again crazy mythology of movies, but yeah, I love the. I don't say about iconic moment. To go back to what you were saying, Esther, but I would definitely say a memory or an image that I never forget, if you will. But this is definitely one for sure.
But the thing is, this movie has so many of the iconic moments that it's hard to ignore it all. Like even down to the little things like the Goldfinger's leisure room there with the giant model of Fort Knox. Everything moving around, mechanics. It's one of those cool little like scenes where you just like you want to see everything moving around and everything, tables flipping over and
Gadgets.
and the gadgets.
Yeah, like we were watching it,
and them painting her.
And Beard was like, "Why? I don't know why he had needed a screen if he had a model on the floor." And I was like, "Well, because the screen was to draw everybody to the floor that he was about to open. Like, that's the cool part. He needed to have like a pit down there for everybody to fall into."
Yeah, this is them painting her.
I mean, the truth of it is simple because it's cool.
Well, yeah, because it's cool. And then I like the part too that it wasn't just a model, like, and then Bond gets up under there and that's where he's watching them talk about things. Like I just love how it was integrated and it wasn't just, oh, this is a, like there's some movies where they have it like come up out of a table or whatever, and I liked how it was integrated with what he was doing.
Oh, look at this! Here's a nice, cool behind-the-scenes shot of the laser. Huh. Fascinating. The effect going on right there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's Sean Connery going for it here.
I'm going to whisper in your ear, Money Penny.
Yep. So quintessential.
It was tough to find an outfit that he couldn't rock. Like even like the casual onesie he wore at the hotel. Like
the robe thing. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Those swim trunks. Just saying.
She snorted. We're all in. Swim trunks. Here they are. I just scrolled past those photos. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my mother-in-law is the one that she shocked me, like made me silent. Loki, we're talking whatever, and we're talking about Bonds, and she's talking about Sean Connery. And she just goes, "Ooh, he could leave his shoes under my bed anytime." And I was like, "Mom." Yep. To this day, I bring that up. Like that was just so, most ladies that are proper or whatever don't drop those comments, but Sean Connery got it out of her.
The man's part werewolf. I mean, he's got a shag carpet on his chest. So yeah, okay. I don't get that, but SQUEEKA's like,
I'm glad you don't get that.
I don't get that either.
In fact, I think there's been multiple times Eris has been like, "Thank God you're not like super hairy." I'm like, oh well, thanks. I guess it's that Indian blood in me.
Sean Connery's not leaving his shoes under Loki's bed. Is what we're hearing.
Yeah, but just a classic version of everything working. Everything about this film to me, it's just it's high paced. It works fast. They don't betray anything. They think they set up and pay off everything pretty well. They work through all the different elements in a great way. Come up with great ideas. Yeah, there's that classic DVD box.
And think about this. They almost tried to cut this out from under them, because in Dr. No, there's the scene where the guy comes in and he's gonna like poison with a spider or whatever, and Bond ends up like killing him. He doesn't kill him in a fight. He talks to him, gets the information he needs, and shoots him. And they were like, good guys don't do that. and they had to kind of like get this idea through the producers' heads. He is not a good guy. He is a bad man that does bad things, but he does it for good. So this is who this is. He's kind of like the first anti-hero.
Yeah, because Ian Fleming's really bringing to light the fact that our governments have these sort of spies and operators who literally kill for their country. And he literally has this license. And I love the fact that I think how long is it before they kind of define the license to kill thing? I think it kind of just is like, it's not really talked about much in some of these early movies. Like, this kind of stuff happens. Like you said, it would have been kind of controversial. I mean, literally, it ultimately culminates with a whole film called that. But I think it's great. I think it's brilliant. And this is, I think, one of the reasons that it's an IP that's lasted so long.
Agreed. Yeah.
Love that.
And Snorty's kind of right too. He's kind of a thug. He is kind of a thug, but he's smart and doesn't stop.
Yeah, and you see that early on with the have the naked chick out of the bathtub that he uses as a human shield, or like when he goes into the hotel rooms or whatever, and he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna take this key from the maid and get in this room and do what I want.
Yep.
Like, you see that early on that he's like, I'm gonna do what I want and I'm gonna get to where I need to get to.
But that was sort of the geniusness of it, is these gentlemen spy like this. They can get into anywhere because they know how to say the right thing. They know how to charm and wine and dine people to be able to get to the access to all these high society types that are making these big moves.
Well, but I feel like some of it wasn't just charm. Some of it was just like, I'm gonna do it because I can. Like,
yeah, but I think there's that confidence, and that's so. Like, I think that's the brilliance of the Bond character that works so much better than some of the others, where it is like she says, turn off the charms. Like, he's not capable of turning off the charm, lady. Like, this is just this. You don't, obviously, this is your first Bond movie. He has sort of this balance of authority that he just brings into the room and gets out of it. Like, look at the way he sits in the jail cell. Like, there's like that quick shot. It's so fast, and sometimes people don't get how important it is because he's already got out once. So next time they send him back, he's got the one guy with the gun. Then there's another guy guarding the door, another guy guarding the door, another guy. So there's like 4 or 5 of them now guarding, and he's just sitting there, laying there, like, I'm going to get out again. He has that aura and body language of it. And I think most movies try to bring elements to this to life and fail miserably. And yeah. Here's the Aston Martin crashing. It's a little tragic to watch, but they bring it all back. So yeah, good stuff. Real effects back in the day. I love it. Yeah. There's your ejector seat moment we're going to get to. Yeah. Yeah, great stuff.
It was one of those moments where I'm like, I'm waiting for it. I was like, come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
You got the Chekhov's gun moment.
It was great. So best Bond movie, best Bond. What are your thoughts? We'll have this conversation again in a few weeks, but we'll do this one for now.
It's the best Sean Connery Bond movie. I don't know if I would quite say it's the best Bond movie overall, but it is the most iconic. It is the James Bond movie, arguably. So I guess I'm kind of talking myself into kind of coming back around to saying, kinda, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Loki? How you feel about things?
Well, let me ask you this. What Roger Moore movie is better than this? There's not one. Pierce Brosnan movie is better than this? There's not one.
Right.
Some people might say Casino Royale comes close, but no, I don't think so.
This movie is so much more fun. That one's so dark, and I mean, I get it for what it is, but this is, I think that is, I don't know.
I think this is the best Bond movie they ever made.
I agree.
You Only Live Twice. You might argue with me and get me to go for a tie. because You Only Live Twice is a great movie. I love the fact that it was in Japan. I love what they did with the, the baths and the Japanese women. And I'm not even like, crazy Asian like Snowdub is. And I thought that was a great movie. So
Well,
this kind of, but still, I think Goldfinger just inches forward a little bit more than it does. So I got to give it to Goldfinger as the best James Bond movie of all time.
It's funny you say that too, because I actually enjoy Thunderball more than You Only Live Twice. I think Thunderball is even more fun for me, better movie for me. So I mean, I don't. I think we can have that conversation. We need to, you guys in chat. You guys give us your thoughts, because we need to have more. We need to do. Is this the best Daniel Craig Bond, the Pierce Brosnan Bond? I think GoldenEye and some of these other ones can have their own little place, but this one changed the game. And I gotta be honest, if this had flopped or they had made some of the mistakes, I'm not sure the Bond franchise would last 20 more movies, 22 more movies, whatever. So,
yep. One little thing I did know, I couldn't help but pick up on this movie, I hadn't noticed before is, or maybe just forgot, it slipped my mind, is the fact that Goldfinger has a golden gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Meaning that Christopher Lee isn't the only man with a golden gun.
That's right.
Maybe he stole this guy's.
But as far as we know, he doesn't have a third nipple, so we can keep him straight. Keep him all
and
straight.
He didn't make the gun himself, so
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So finally, I want to ask you guys: best moment and best moment, worst moment
in this movie.
Yes.
Mm. Well, best moment for me is obviously the laser scene. Laser scene is still phenomenal. I can't get enough of the laser scene, especially because like you quoted us perfectly, Loki. Like no, I expect you to die.
No, like, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
That is just such a wicked way to deal with the star. Like that's an action. Yeah, that's perfect. So first time we see a laser on screen, shock the audience. Oh, by the way, how can he get out of it? He really can't get out of it. He has to be clever. And then you have a great line. Yeah, it doesn't get old. I mean, not to say there's other moments that aren't great. Just that's so top shelf for me. Let me think about worst part. I don't know. Give me a minute.
Well, in the laser scene too, I liked it where he like shuts him down immediately at first. Like, there's not even any haggling. He's like, "You have nothing for me. Nothing at all. What about this?" And he goes, "Yeah, I don't care about that." Well, what about this? Well, I don't care about that either. Like, it was like he kept shutting him down, and I was like, "Oh, poor guy."
Let's see. For myself, I think I largely gotta agree. The laser scene, it is the James Bond scene. It's hard to argue with anything being better than it as far as like most iconic James Bond moments of all time. But I think if I'm gonna pick a worst moment in this film, it's probably gonna be all of the Fort Knox scars that are just laying on the ground, and there's a little convoluted there with that. If I have to pick something, it's gonna be the way that was handled.
Yeah, I was going to say that sequence, but I'm going to clarify it to say it's the way it's edited. I don't have the problem with the process of it all. That when Pussy Galore is going to change the canisters, that's off camera. Then they just have these shots of the guys just laying around. They cut to basically the exact same takes. If you have to pick a worst spot, that's probably the worst spot for sure.
For me, it's got to be the mob guys. So you've got this scene in the movie where these mobsters are like working with Goldfinger, and one of them's like, "You know what? I'm done. I want out. I'm not dealing with you anymore." And he's like, "Of course, we will pay you. The rest of you gentlemen, please go in the study and hang around." He kills them all anyway. Why did you take the one dude out in the middle of nowhere, tap him, and then take him to the car crusher when you were going to kill them all anyway? That was the whole point. So just kill them. If that's what you're going to do, get them into the dang. And it was to get
we had to deactivate the homing device.
We had to deactivate.
They couldn't come up with a solution in the script. It's like, oh crap, we gave him a homing device. We have to figure out a way to keep Felix Leiter outside. We can't have him rush in yet.
So that was that to me, that is always going to be the weakest part of that's written in. That's like, well, how are we going to do this? Well, we'll have one of the guys go up. Well, Why would he let the guy go off? He wouldn't. He'd just kill him right there and bury him with the rest of them because he's going to kill them all anyway. No, so yeah, that was all.
Goldfinger getting sucked out the window is a little much too. Like yeah, just a little much. Like the dude's, he's too big to get sucked out the window, and they are trying to keep it PG. I get it, but reality is, if you were going to get sucked out the window, it's going to be a pretty graphic scene. But that's probably the other part. But yeah, whenever those are your weakest elements in the grand scheme of an action spy movie, you're doing something right.
Speaking of the editing, I liked how the the editing was fast forwarded for like the car accidents and things, like when
Yeah, they
she
speed
has
'em
her
up.
tires go out and she does that weird like glitchy fast forward movement
Yeah.
into her steering wheel. That cracked me up. But I agree, there was a lot of the weirdness with the Fort Knox guys, like the way they would show them, like the truck's on its side and they're right against the underside of the truck. I'm like, how in the heck did they fall out of the truck and land that close to it? Like, or the cars stopped moving, and the cars didn't hit something. Like if you pass out while you're driving a car, you don't have time to move your foot off the accelerator.
Right.
Yeah, but they showed a couple of accidents, but they didn't show all of them, and it was just like weird to me.
Yeah, Serenity talking about the plane decompressing improperly. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I was trying to think about other elements of really kind of harsh criticism, and I think that the other part is a little bit in line with what we're saying about the Fort Knox. It's like Felix, somebody knows that Pussy changed the cartridges to not kill everybody, yet everybody's sort of like standing around and waiting to their turn. So there's just a little bit of a plot convenience that we let go because we're having such a good time with it all. But at the end of the day, that's a little much. But yeah, we're all right. All right, good time. For me, it's a strong 4. I almost want to say 4.5 because I'm down that rabbit hole of being the hypocrite because I watch it every single year. It's by far my favorite one. It's where I will start whatever list of ones I'm going to watch. So I'm almost like being a hypocrite by not giving it the other half star, but that's kind of where I land on it. So out of 5. So what about you, Ironcaster?
I was kind of teetering around in that 8 or 9. So I guess I would be saying that 4.5. It is a rock solid film. There's a lot of stuff about it I do really appreciate, even though I think I might actually like From Russia with Love just a little more.
Oh, you just like the blonde that's like, oh, James, please stay
plenty
with
of
me,
blondes.
never leave me. Yeah, but the Russian blonde From Russia with Love's like, she's, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's running around in a teddy like half the movie going, oh, James, stay with me, never leave me.
Well, I mean, you've got Sean Connery in some swim shorts in this one. That's got to be way better than that.
It's also got that great fake out at the very beginning of it where it seems like they killed Bond.
Right.
Spoilers.
I don't know, man. Ursula Andress comes out and Doctor Knows. It's way, no offense to, what's her name? Daniela Bianchi? Is that how you say her name? I think that's how you say her name. Anyway, yeah, I would go that route. But yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's one of those things where as long as we can admit that this is among the best, I think we're okay. You have somebody that's like, I don't like Goldfinger, you probably have to run away. Something's wrong with them.
First time you see Blowfinger too is in Russia with Love, so that's another like big thing. You finally see the head of Spectre, and that'll go for like 10, 12 more movies.
Yep. And he meant Blofeld. Calm down, chat. I know where you're going. You're getting your keyboards under. Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, ultimately, if you were going to only show one James Bond movie to a person, it's probably this is going to be the one because this has everything in it.
And there's no real downtime, really. It's so much better paced and put together. We get a little bit of all of the different elements that matter so much to all the other films. And again, such a cutting edge movie for its time. Obviously, we have the laser. We're going to follow it up with the jetpack. And it's like at some point, they had to have been scratching their heads like, well, now what do we do? Like, you know what I mean? You keep raising the bar, So I think it's another reason why some of the other movies I'm just not in awe of. Or you get into like Roger Moore era where they actually are just goofy. Like I get it. I'm having a good time with it, but it's just, to be honest, it is goofy. So, Loki, how are you score a movie like this?
Okay, so for a action movie, I'm gonna give action spy movie. I'm gonna give it a 9. If we're talking just James Bond movies, I'll give it a 10. I think it's the perfect James Bond movie. This really was the catalyst to like carry the Bond name, like you said, for like 20 more movies.
Mm-hmm.
If they had messed this up, I don't think it would be what it is today. And
Agreed.
because they cashed in with Dr. No, they cashed in with Russia from Love, they cashed in with Goldfinger. This really set the pace for the next 30 years of Bond.
Well, it 40x at the box office, made over 125 million on a $3 million budget back in the day.
Wow.
40x, and it created a marketing campaign which was unheard of at the time. So, in order with the promotion, it spawned the launch of, are you ready? Tie-ins for clothing, shoes, action figure, a board game, a puzzle, lunchboxes, other action figure toys, like large scale ones. The music, the album, trading cards, and slot cars, little racing cars. So it was, we sometimes forget about sort of like the social and the zeitgeist impact of something like we talked about it during Ninja Turtles, right? Ninja Turtles was like a phenomenon. Some of us knew what the comic books were, but once it hit and it was for kids, it became a thing for years. I don't know. Ironcaster, what do you think? Like 10 years? 10 years of Turtle Mania, basically, at least. So yeah, that's how the Bond stuff landed for sure.
It's certainly up there with that zeitgeist, that culture, that capturing of this character and turning it into a name brand that every household across the world practically knows.
Sure. It doesn't happen a lot. Like I think the next one is probably Planet of the Apes. And then after that, it's probably Jaws before Star Wars. So I'd have to look at some of the other big movies. You guys in chat, let me know. I mean, I know there's Barbies and G.I. Joes and stuff, but when it comes to the merchandising and going so viral and so across the board, and it's by far the biggest one from the UK. I mean, obviously that this is still a massive, massive IP and brand to the Broccoli family taking. I mean, it's weird how it's going to play out. I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen now that, because Albert's gone. Barbara's kind of like all over the map. She's a little kooky, little cracky. Don't know what we're going to get. And now we've got this whole money buyout nonsense from the family. And I don't know what'll happen with Amazon. Don't know what they'll do. So we'll see.
Let's just hope it doesn't go the route of War of the Worlds, where James Bond has to go around and make sure he makes use of the store of the name brand products and change his name to Amazon.
I could not believe it. I saw pieces of things with people talking about the movie, and I thought, I felt like it was like Shark Side of the Moon. It was so cheesy. Like, I'm like, wait, he's pulling out a drone and like, what is happening? Like, I thought it was all a joke. I haven't watched the movie. I don't plan on it now, but yeah. I'm surprised they didn't market chest wigs for men. I don't know. Loki, would that surprise you if they had done something like that back in the day? It would not have surprised me.
No, it wouldn't have surprised me at all because men were burly and hairy and had just come in from the wilderness with a hatchet. Go ahead, SQUEEKA.
I was going to say, there was the era for that anyways. Like,
yeah.
The time frame. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Furry flannel guys that look like the brawny man coming in from the wilderness. So, yeah, that was the thing then. It's kind of come back. You got the guys with the beards, and I've got a goat. I don't have like massive chest hair. I mean, you literally like braid Sean Connery's chest hair in this movie.
Well, I mean, maybe they should have marketed chest wigs for men then, and you could. This definitely makes me want to see more Sean Connery of the Sean Connery Bonds, just because, not because of his fuzzy chest, but just because of I liked the panache with which he did it. Like, it wasn't overdone, and it wasn't as goofy as Moore. So I do want to watch more of the Sean Connery Bonds, because especially with y'all talking about the Thunderball and Doctor
Thunderball would be next, and then it's You Only Live Twice. Then he took a few years off before doing Diamonds Are Forever. So, if you could just spend some time working in some Connery movies, they're really good. So
he would eventually also come back in a movie called Never Say Never Again, but that's not an official You can't even find that in any of the collections because it's a remake of Thunderball. So they only had the rights to Thunderball, and they did a remake of Thunderball and changed everybody's names and did it weird, which is why it doesn't even have Q in it because they couldn't have Q. And what was it, Basil or whatever his name was? Basil, oh boy, thank you for the motorcycle that has a jet engine on it. It's so weird. And yeah, beard Zardoz. Yeah.
Oh boy, you think he's hairy looking in this? Zardoz will make you have some scars. Where's our Zardoz emojis? Where's those Loki Zardoz emojis out there? I'm sure.
Oh.
Yeah, they're good and scary.
I feel like I've seen that. Is that the one where he's in the red suit?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not so much a suit.
I mean, it's yeah. All right, well, we'll change the topic then. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Loki, do we get more YouTube talk tomorrow?
Yeah, more YouTube talk tomorrow. Should be fun. I've been a little under the weather, but hopefully I can bring all the energy and FUs to YouTube talk tomorrow.
Awesome.
I know we're going to talk about fake it until you make it, and which is absolutely the wrong thing to do. Just be you. And some of the craziness that's going on. There's some chick that just did a podcast because she can't pay her $10,000 rent, and I'm like,
holy crap!
Yeah, it's $10,000 a month. She apparently is Elon Musk's baby mama, and yeah, he's not giving her any more money because she let the cat out of the bag. So we're going to get into a bunch of stuff tomorrow. Should be fun. Should be enjoyable. I hope to have, all the energy everybody expects for 8 a.m. in the morning, and skulls, tuck and rolls, coffee, cheers, all that fun stuff. So.
We just expect you to be you, Loki. It doesn't have to be.
Thank you.
Yes, Nordy,
Don't fake it till you make it, Loki.
That's right.
Just make it. That's whatever you show up as.
Ironcaster, what's been going on, man? Catch everybody up on the busy schedule that is IC verse.
Oh, we've always got something going on. A little bit of Mech Pit chat last night. We were kind of talking a little bit about some Gundam Wing, and I just kind of finished that up, and it's really not quite as good as it's how that became its own iconic series. And I kind of tried to explain that. But should be on here in about an hour or so with T-shirt. We'll see what's going on there, what's happening with them, and then kind of rock and rolling into the weekend where we got all kinds of stuff going on. So I'll kind of keep people posted over on the old tweet twat machine.
Oh, that sounds good. I actually thought about you guys because I was watching Rudy at Alpha Investments, who has done this new background. I don't know if you've ever seen it, where he has the thousands of cases of TCG cards that didn't sell, that they overproduced or whatever from Baldur's Gate. It's insane. Anyway, he has this whole, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like this massive warehouse looking background. It blows your mind. Wow. So I thought of you guys. So.
I've pulled him up on occasion for reference because he's got a good eye for sort of the TCG game, and with all the Wizards of the Coast stuff going on, it's kind of important to remind my RPG friends that as big as we think D&D is, Magic makes infinitely more money.
Yeah, by the way, check out his new video he did on Spider-Man, where he's talking about how and why the company just isn't going to promote Spider-Man. They've already moved on to promoting the Avatar one. So it was really interesting. I don't really know enough about it, but he is sort of and again, for me, like a finger on the pulse of what's going on in that world from a rumor mill. That's all I do. And then we kind of is looking. I always talk about everybody has a little resume going on about how much I can believe and trust you. So, yeah. Yeah, let's see. Ronnie, we hope to see you there, man. I'll be listening. I have a meeting, so I won't be catching it live. I'll have to watch it after the fact. So, but it's part of
Yeah,
my regular Wednesday work. So.
sad summer's over, so I can't catch them live. Not that I really chatted a whole lot, but I was like, "Whoa, I'm in the moment." Yeah,
Yes.
Watch the replay.
Hey, Loki,
Yo,
did you ever get a chance to play the 007 game Rogue Agent?
yeah, dude, I played all of them, all the way up from GoldenEye to all the stuff that was on like OG Xbox and PS2, PS3, all that until they stopped making them.
That game I remember was being a lot of fun for the story mode, just for the sheer fact as it was an opportunity for you to play for Spectre, and you get to see all of the iconic villains throughout it. Like Dr. No shows up, and Goldfinger, and Jaws, and the who's who of villains.
Yeah, and they did some really good games with Pierce Brosnan too. The GoldenEye wasn't the only one that they did with Pierce Brosnan that was really good, where they used him or his voice or whatever they had him doing. I know they did a kind of like a remake with Daniel Craig, but I can never like pin that one down. So I know I played it when it came out, but it wasn't as good as GoldenEye.
Is that the Legends one?
I don't remember. It's
I think so.
know it was the remake of GoldenEye on one of the consoles. These are 360 or PS3, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I know there's supposed to be more games from them. That's one of the things I knew they have greenlit. That's about all I know. Is I know the movie wasn't moving forward, but they were moving forward with the game. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So, a new game coming at some point next year or so.
GoldenEye Reloaded. Is what it's called.
Well, Daniel Craig would ruin it. It would not be the same if we had him instead of Pierce Brosnan. Just so.
He had one good movie.
I would. Yeah, I'd argue. I don't know. I don't mind most of his movies. I don't mind Tomorrow Never. They're fine. They're all right. They got issues.
The big issue with Daniel Craig was they went from we're starting out with him already being kind of old to do the James Bond thing to every other movie is you're too old. You should think about retiring. It's not the day of spies anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Skyfall's fine. I like Skyfall. That was probably the second one that I like after Casino Royale. But yeah, Quantum of Solace, just awful. Spectre is really bad. I never watched Time to Die. I'm not doing it. I refuse to participate in We're Killing James Bond. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. It's dumb. It's retarded. Makes no sense. He can't die. You're dumb. You're retarded. So.
Nope. I've got the 50th anniversary collection, and I am done. I do not need any more.
Yeah.
Well, we could start with the Adventures of 008, and it can be a girl.
Well, I think that's what they were trying to go for, but it was so badly. No, I think that's what they were trying to go for was this passing of the baton to a different. Like I think that's what the Lashana Lynch thing is, right? She's the new 007 who just took some of the code because he's not there anymore.
But the problem is they have all those different 00 agents. It's essentially an employee number. Like
I know. Just do something else with it.
I don't know why they didn't ever do a number.
I've never figured out why they don't have multiple franchise
Because
it.
Put an 8 in front of the. Never mind. I just call it 008.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. Indeed. All right. Well, yeah. So looking forward to next week. More fun, more manliness with Bullet, the Steve McQueen love. And talk about a practical effect. Wow, what a real car chase can be. Iconic for sure. So, looking forward to that. And then I guess this turned into Manly August because we get to follow up with Smokey and the Bandit. It doesn't get more insane than that one, right, Loki? I mean, we're gonna have Sean Connery in this to Burt Reynolds and Smokey and the Bandit. I mean, it's bookends for the toxic males for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We're going to be doing what they say can't be done.
And doesn't take his hat off except for two things. So, we're just
That's right.
So, I mean,
Why take your hat off for that? I mean,
have you seen Smokey and the Bandit?
I've seen pieces of it.
Okay.
I haven't watched it in its entirety.
Well, perfect.
I used to have a pair of boots like, his hat.
I've seen his car. His car's in Nashville. I've seen his car.
So when I was a kid, making models like the big and not even just the little ones, like the ones that were maybe 8 to 10 inches. I'm talking about the ones that are like 2.5 to 3 feet long car models. I would do those regularly. I still think it's my parents' way of trying to entertain my brain. And one of the first ones I did was the Trans Am was the car. So very excited about that. Had those
Chicks dig the car.
Yeah, how do you not? Guys love the car. We're good.
Yeah, they do. I touched it.
Man, I can remember. It's like funny how you have childhood memories. I have the vivid memory of putting that sticker on the hood of that car, that model. I can vividly remember trying to get it right. It was so complicated for its time. So, yeah, good stuff. So, yeah, good stuff ahead, folks. I'll get some of the other weeks scheduled. I'm a little behind on doing stuff on the old YouTubes because of other stuff's going on. But you guys in chat, you guys are amazing. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Thanks for doing this. Another great Tuesday. Great conversation. Always love talking to you guys about stuff. And did we forget anything we should have thrown against the wall in our Bond conversation? I think we did pretty good. What do you think, IRONCASTER?
No, I think we kind of hit on it all. It's one of those amazing series that we need to revisit more, and we will soon enough.
Yeah, we'll get another Bond movie in the mix. Probably similarly, the best Brosnan, the best Daniel Craig, the best Roger Moore, something like that. Just kind of line them up a little bit. I do think there's just a massive fall off from this one to everything else. And then I actually, can make the case, I think, that Thunderball and some of the other Connery ones, like you said, Loki. I think those are even superior than some of the other bests from the other Bonds in a lot of ways. At least for watchability for me is, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, as far as I know, this is the best Bond that I've seen so far.
Yeah. We try to do that around here. Set the bar high for you.
Repertoire is as thorough as y'all's, but it was great. And there was I love so much how many puns he has, but they're not super bad. I just like when he's standing on the golf ball and he's like, I bet that's on his ball, and he's like, well, how do you know? And he's like, because I'm standing on this one. Like,
yeah, just to wait until we get around to Roger Moore, and then you get to see like puns galore.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying that's one of my favorite parts of Bond. Is like, he's classy, but he's punny, and I feel like Sean Connery made it more classy with the puns than Moore did. Like Moore was silly, but like I feel like he made them not as dad jokish, if that makes sense.
I think it's how they hold themselves. Like I think Connery never breaks from being this sort of like manly gentleman. Whereas Roger Moore has the silly cheekiness about him, almost like I can't believe I keep surviving these things. Like there's this little facial expressions stuff that he does sometimes where you're like, oh, but puns galore. I like that. Yeah, I must be dreaming indeed. So, but yeah, folks, listen, you guys be blessed. Thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you get out there and plan your day tomorrow around Loki show. Make sure you're participating with that. Support everybody here. Check out Mech Mondays with IRONCASTER and company. Make sure you go over there checking that out. It's always a good time. We look forward to seeing you guys next week as we'll be doing some more stuff, hanging out and talking to Steve McQueen. And you guys here, thank you so much. And you guys in chat, love you guys. Take care. Until next time, I'm Pops.
Bob Ross, you'll never see me tripping. Got the vision, I don't even need